Hello, so what I wanted to show you is how I sharpen knives. I got this kitchen knife which we use the most and it's pretty dull, so it needs a freshening up, sharpening, and I'm gonna use my trusty helpers here. We got leather that's at the end, at the finishing touches. But here I have four Whetstone glass stones from 320 grit, 1000, 3000 to 6000, and I'm gonna use them all because this is pretty good steel, so I can use even the higher 3000, 6000 grit for this knife. This is Austrian steel, made of Austrian steel, called N690. So it's about HRC60, I believe, and it holds a great edge, and in our kitchen it gets used about a month before it needs sharpening again. Now it could go 2 months, 3 months, depending on your level of sharpened knives, or how would I say. We do about 1 month, and then we both, my wife and I, see that the knife is not sharp enough, because we have 3 more knives, Japanese knives, and those stay sharp for longer because we use this one the most, because this one is actually stainless steel knife, so to say, so it doesn't corrode, and that's the reason, because it's the most used, because we don't have to worry about corrosion or putting or anything like that. We don't use it we don't put it in the machine, so we just hand wash them and put them away. As I look at this handle, I just see that it needs a bit more oil, or oil again. We'll do it afterwards. First of all, we need to level these stones. I have here a diamond encrusted steel stone, so these are diamonds on the top, and with this one I flatten and polish these stones, because these stones are actually white. You can see there is a lot of build-up on those stones, and that's why I wanted to flatten them and clean them up. They do not need a lot of flattening, because these Whetstones are actually on a glass back, so they don't, also they stay even, so they don't like concave, or how do you say it. So they are pretty good, but from time to time they do need flattening and cleaning, of course. It's a lot less than with the usual sharpening stones. That's why I like these Whetstones. These are ceramic and very, very hard, so I like them very much. So let's just spray it with some water and then just move a bit up and down, and they should clean up nicely. You can already see where they are not flat, so this stone reached these outer areas, and here you see in the middle it's a bit sunken down, so that's why this doesn't go away yet. We need to flatten the whole thing, and then it will be all white. Now you can see how it goes smaller and smaller. I will show you, just let me clean that up a bit. You can see the build-up stayed only here in the middle. Now I don't want to go all the way. I want it to be flat, but it doesn't have to be perfect, because then you just take away a lot of material, and I don't want to do it. So they are pretty expensive, these stones, so let me just do that with the rest of them. This is the 1000. I'm just gonna clean up this diamond a bit. Build up on the diamond stone. And then there's a bit of water for good friction, better friction. Let's redo it. That's it. As I said, I don't want to do it all the way just because of the material. Good stones, expensive stones, so this should be enough. Okay, 320, 3000. I believe the 6000 doesn't even need much. It's just a lot of build up. I don't think it's creased or anything. Pretty level, I think. Let's just do the 3000 and then we will start sharpening. Oh, this stone is so smooth. It's just 3000, but it's smooth. There we go. Should be enough. Don't need to make it all the way. Okay, let's start sharpening. We will start with a 320. Let me put this away on something that I don't mess up the table right at the start. So let's just start with a 320. Little water. So the 320, let's just give it a bit more water. Now, how do I set the angle? I sharpen manually with no like helps or anything. I just do freehand. And how do you find the right angle on the stone? I have a trick from a book called An Etch in the Kitchen. You have it here. It's by Chet Ward. It's a nice guide, and I learned the trick. How do you find out which angle do you need for which knife? Usually there are a few angles. For harder steels I use a 15-degree angle, and the trick is you measure the height of the knife, the width I mean, and then if you want to achieve an angle of 15%, you just divide the width of the knife by 4, and then you get a 15% angle. So if this is like 4 centimeters, then you divide it by 4 and you get 1 centimeter. And the 1 centimeter means this height, the spine of the knife from the stone, sharpening stone. So I need, this is 4, then I divide it by 4 and it's 1 centimeter. So that's how I find out my angle, and I learned through many sharpenings that it's about the width of my nail, so I just do it by nail. I'm starting with more pressure on the 320 stone, so I get rid of the old steel, and then as I go over the stones of the 1000, 3000, 6000, I don't use so much pressure. So the first cycle is the most pressure, and then I lighten it on the 320, and then I go to the next stone. So I measure my height of the spine of the knife from the stone, and I begin here at the beginning. You can see already the steel is getting, the old steel is being cut away, let's say. At the tip, I just pull it up a bit so I get the angle correctly here. As I go here, I just go up a bit so I get it all the way to the top. As mentioned, the first cycle needs to be more pressure and many times over. I apply pressure when I'm going towards myself and then release it going from myself. A lot of build up. Let's do the other side. Check my height. Good. Okay, let's clean this up. It's a lot of steel build up. I used to do this above a container, like a water, with water, but it broke and I didn't buy a new one, so this is also fine. These stones luckily don't need much water, so it's fine. You don't need to soak them or anything. These stones, just spray them and they are ready to go. That's why I like them very much. Little less pressure now. We formed the original lead, the new angle is now formed, and we just need to brush it, sharpen it, refine it. That's why no need for huge pressure now. Nice and easy. The same movement, the same everything, just less pressure. That's it. You can also hear it on the sound, it's much nicer. Distant. Yeah. Check my height. Here that it's already more refined. Now we're gonna do a few finishing strokes for this stone, for this grit, just to get rid of the burr, the leftover steel that still hangs on. Just get rid of it. That's it. That's it for the 320 stone. To have a look under the light if there are any inconsistencies. I may have missed something, but it looks good. So let's go to another stone. So this was the 320 or 4594 microns. I just used the simpler one. Okay, 1000. This should sound even nicer than the 320. Check my height. Sounds much nicer. Move along with my fingers and apply the pressure on the point which I'm sharpening. So as I go with the knife up and down, I go with my fingers, the little finger dance, and apply the pressure. That's when it gets sharp. A bit more water. There we go. And another stone is done. No need to hang on to the stone and just sharpen for 30-40 minutes. A couple of minutes on each stone is enough in my experience, so no need to overdo it. Okay, let's go to the 3000. This is not so much sharpening anymore. It's about refining now. Cleaning up, refining. I think we ended with the sharpening on the 1000 stone. So this is just cleaning up and making it really nice and shiny, which is also a good benefit. It just looks better. Spend even less time on these higher grit stones, because as I sharpen more and more knives, I found out that it actually doesn't need so much on these higher grits. I used to, when I started sharpening, I used to hang on every stone like 15-20 minutes. It was a pain in the butt. Sharpening one knife took me an hour, so I think this is enough. Stays plenty sharp, gets plenty sharp, so, and refined, so I'm very happy with it. Let's see, 6000. Bit of a polish. Cut away any steel that's left. Sounds very good already. That's it. Now the finishing touch will be to, of course, wash the knife, and then every time my last step is on the leather, just to get rid of any imperfections, any small micro steel that's still there. I don't go up and down because I would cut into the leather. I just do it towards myself, so I get rid if anything is left on the edge. Some micro hair like steel rests or anything, then this gets rid of it. I need to clean up this also. Made by Tojiro, Japanese company. It's very dirty, but it gets used. So I like to see stuff sometimes dirty, because then you know something is being done here. If everything is perfectly clean and perfect, it evokes an idea or an image that it's not being used at all. So a bit of dirt is always nice to see, in my opinion. Okay, so let's try with some newspaper catalog or something I have prepared here. very thin paper, so it should show nicely if the knife is sharp or not. So you can see, very nice and sharp. And that took us a couple of minutes. Mostly the 6000 grit or anything about 3000, when you have a good quality stone, I believe you don't even need to get above 3000. Maybe for some high grade steel or something, but I have VG10, I have Aogami Super, I have this N690, I believe it is, N690 steel, and even the Super Aogami, which is like HRC 63 or something. I rarely go above 3000. I mean, for the Shepton glass, I also have Naniva professional stones, and you really don't, in my opinion, need to go above 3000. I have one Tojiro that is a 4000 stone, and it's one of my favorites, and maybe on that one I finish, but rarely above 4000. So it's nice and shiny. I don't believe, can you see it, the edge? Nice and shiny all the way through. It's the biggest problem with handheld sharpening, to hold the angle all the time the same. I mean, it doesn't have to be precise in a millimeter or something, but it needs a bit of practice to hold it all the way through the sharpening process the same, but we will get used to it. Took me a few months of practice to do this, but it's a lovely process. I'm liking it very much, and now it's easy and you are done in a few minutes. So that would be it from my side. I just washed the knife and it's ready to go. So thank you for watching. Just got to the mineral oil that I use, cutting board oil. It's Howard's, and it's of course food grade, great product. I'm just gonna use it on the handle now. Let's just see if it's gonna be visible before and after. Let's just do it just on the hand and put it on. Nice and simple. A bit of oil each time when I sharpen it, and then it holds for the month, as mentioned. Next time when I'm sharpening it, it will get another batch of oil. It should be nice and shiny. When it gets soaked in, it will be really, really nice. You can see already the difference. Much nicer, not so white, not so pale. So yeah, that's it. That's the oil. I believe it's made in America. So, good product.